Hi darlings, this is Christina, and today we have a few new goodies to show you, as well as some old goodies that I'm going to be talking about today, as well as some revisited thoughts about the new Chanel Futura or Camelia Futura collection. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts and seeing these products live, then just keep watching and let's get into it. Okay, darling, so I'm so excited to not only show you a few new products, but also kind of revisit some of my newer purchases and some purchases from last year. I'm going to implement into this video as well. I figure sometimes I'm not able to create more looks singly on older products, but I figure I can combine them in new launch releases and give them to you that way too. So I'm trying to figure out like how to sneak those in because it brings me so much joy to revisit and reuse my products continuously. The first thing we're going to revisit is the newest Chanel, the iridescent illuminating fluid. Now, initially I told you that I didn't like this as much. I felt like it didn't do anything, but I told you I was going to be trying it in various ways, and some of those ways would be mixing it with foundations. Let me tell you, that is the way to go. I have been loving this. I've been putting it in foundations and skin tints and everything, and I love it. I think the only thing I didn't love it with was the water fresh tint. I didn't feel like it meshed well together, but pretty much the Dior, both the stick and the newest foundation I'm in love with. My Chanel Skin foundation. I'm trying to think of all my most used. I used it with the Clé de Peau. I tried this with just about everything and I love it all. Okay, so typically what I'll do, I'll take you can use the back of your hand, but I'll take a mixing medium. I'll put just one single pump of this. And that's probably a little more than necessary, but definitely no more than a full pump. I probably do half a pump if I'm being honest, because as I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a lot. And then I'll put a full pump of whatever the foundation is. And in this case, I'm going to just mix it with my Nikki LaRose face brush. Okay, so the nice thing about this little mixing medium also, it has a mirror. Not a great one, but it's something. So I'm just going to put this here. And what this does, which is very interesting, and sometimes I won't put it all over the face. Sometimes I'll just focus it like in this area, in this here area. And then I'll take another pump, which I am gonna do. Take another pump of the foundation without the glow. It's such a very fine iridescent and it's got a little green to it. Because I am yellow in tone, I feel like it gives me a little coverage. I don't know how to explain this, but like without having to conceal myself, I feel like this gives me some color, some warmth, and a little bit of concealing, but in a very healthy way. I have to say, I think now, I'm going to take just a little bit. You don't need a lot. A little more. I'm going to put it on the other parts of my face. I think I have to say, I have a lot of glow products, right? You know, the Dior, I have the Chanel, which I haven't talked to you guys about. I have the Charlotte Tilbury, and they're all unique and different in their own way. Yes, they're similar in their design and in the way they're meant to illuminate the skin, but I find I use them for different things, right? But as an overall face illuminator, without being too heavy, I think this was my favorite. I had to stop myself from asking my sales associate to give me another because I loved it that much. I can even sometimes put it under my eyes and it's so pretty. I don't know how to explain this other than it is fantastic. And like I said, I've used it with everything. I will be doing a separate video about my illuminators and like ranking them and telling you my best uses with them all. But this combination is typically what I use it with, although you can use with anything. I also really love it with the Dior stick, which is so pretty. You know, I've been using this a lot, but I kind of fell in love again with the Dior stick. It's a different texture and I just still love that one as well. But anyways, I've been trying these and it's been fabulous. Today I'm going to be showing you the new Dior bronzer as well as the YSL blush. And so, oh, and obviously the Chanel Peche Glacee. I don't need to leave these parts unfinished because I don't anticipate a lot of fallout at all. My Guerlain powder, I'm gonna set my face with it. Not too much because I want to keep a little glow, but you know, it can get a little too glowy, so it's better to just set in the most shiny spots, which my T-zone. Then as the day goes by and my oils start to come through, because they're gonna come through, okay, I'm kind of like combination skin, but you know, drier in the periphery, and oily in the T-zone area. So in case you wanted a little, you know, clarity on that. Peche Glacee. So this is shade 253 and 18 months shelf life. I didn't purchase this initially because this came out with the Nude Lavalliere palette and I thought it would be too close in the coloring, so I didn't order it. I'm going to show you comparisons, but it is not the same, guys, okay? It is a different kind of finish. It's a different color, and even though this is Peche Glacee, it's interesting because it does run a little bit like more on the pinky peach side. So like I said, I'll give you comparisons to that because I know people were interested. It's the Nude Lavalliere. So the closest one you would think would be this pink shade, which I did a community post of this. So I'm going to show you now so you can see the difference, because I was actually surprised how different they were as well. So this is from the De Lumiere. So I'm trying to show you, but this has just the slightest bit of more coral to it, okay? More peach. This one actually has more pink, which is the Peche Glacee. So even though they both, like I'm looking at it, I mean, are we gonna split hairs that they're similar in tone? No, they are similar in tone. Do you need to have the Peche Glacee if you already have the palette? Probably not. But I love the Chanel Ombres Essentials, and so I just knew I was going to get a lot of use out of it, and I wanted to actually have it in my collection. So it's a different finish. This is definitely more, the De Lumiere is definitely a softer, obviously it is a face luminizer, so it's going to give you that luminizing kind of feel. It's very sheer. It's not as pigmented as Peche Glacee. So yeah, it's more like a topper, and Peche Glacee is like an actual eyeshadow. So I think what we'll do first is go over the Dior Forever, let me see, Dior Forever Nude Bronze. And this is in the shade 04 Warm. And I wanted to try this because, oh my gosh, this packaging. This is so pretty. The cushion. I'm just really loving all the really detailed cushiony like packaging. I love this. It reminds me of the Canage, which is a classic print that Dior is very known for, and it's a purse I'm looking at in the future, not right now, but I want something with the Canage if and when I ever get a Dior purse. So stunning. The packaging is phenomenal. Dior never disappoints. And I will tell you off the bat that this shade 4, there's only 5 shades, is not that deep, okay? But it was the warmer of the tone. I felt like 5, going up to 5, and I did want the shimmer shade because there are 5 shades, 1 matte and 1 shimmer, and this is considered the shimmer. And you won't see it, but it has like fine micro shimmers in them. It's hard to pick up, honestly, but I'm gonna swatch it here. That is the shade, and this is the color. So it pretty much looks like the pan. It is not very deep, guys, and if this is number 4, I'm a little nervous about number 5 because I'm not that deep in skin tone. So I'm really surprised Dior only went this, only a little deeper than this, especially for this day and age. It's very weird, you know, and some of their ambassadors are women of like a little bit more deeper, rich skin tone. So anyway, I thought that's very interesting. So I'm going to first use a clean, fluffy brush. See how much picks up. Okay. Let's see how pigmented it is. And I didn't mind that it was going to be close to my skin tone because I find some of the best bronzers are the ones that barely look like bronzers. So it gives the skin just a little bit of warmth. And you can build it up, it looks like. Now, in the past, Dior bronzers have not super impressed me, right? But I was willing to try it since I've been loving their new Forever line. And I'm really having to build this up, guys. And I don't mind building it up because I have so many bronzers, but like, you see how much building I was doing. And for the sheen, it's very subtle, which is nice. This is my side with the bronzer and my side without. Nice. I like the subtlety. I actually prefer powder bronzers. I just feel like they're easier to apply usually. They're good formula and they last longer. Cream things are tricky. Although I really do like Dior's cream bronzer. It's probably one of my favorites outside of the Chanel cream bronzer that I have. Mine's is expired. But since I love the the Dior contour stick in shade 2 so much, I'm not like running out to get another Chanel bronzer, although those are quite lovely. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I like the subtlety of this bronzer. You know, it feels like it's not too warm. It definitely hints warm, but it's just enough. And this side built up faster than this, so maybe it's one of those things where you like break the seal. I don't know if that's even a thing, but you like take off the first layer and it's easier after that because I feel like I'm able to build this up a lot better now. What do you guys think? 04 warm. Now my only issue with this, guys, and I couldn't wait to open this with you guys so I could start using it, but my only issue with this is that it is not going to be great for deeper skin tones. I'm already feeling that. Like, yes, I can build it up, and I think shade 5, darker skin tones than I can use it, but I don't know how deep that goes. They definitely need more shade ranges. Maybe they're just like kind of dabbling and like starting off, but they needed to start off with at least one shade darker, at least one more shade darker. Hopefully they launch more colors. If this produces very well and they add it to, you know, it looks like it's part of the permanent line, but yeah, if it performs well, hopefully they add more shades because I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful bronzer and a beautiful package. This is what you pay for when you're paying for luxury. Reason also that I wanted to open this was that I wanted to use the bronzer as a crease shade. I like to see if bronzers work well for that, and I feel like this will, because like I said, it's very close to my skin tone, just a little deeper, and that's kind of what you want with a crease shade. Liking that already. This could create a very easy look, right? Throw on a little highlighter, and this could be like a brown blush. I don't have any true brown blushes right now, but I am waiting for like a newer formula to come on the market, and I'm gonna show you this YSL blush, which is not a first impression. I really like this blush. I've been using it for weeks. There is a shade 12 that I really hope comes to the US because I would really like to get my hands on that very light brown color. The formula is stunning. monochromatic look. So pretty. So now we are going to do the Chanel Peche Glacee. I want to put it over top here. My Refer brush, this is the 21. It's kind of a flatter brush, and I think it'll be really nice with this particular shade. So you can see how it lays. It's very pigmented, guys. I was actually surprised of how pigmented it was when I initially wore it. I was like, wow, this is a really bright, vivid, pinky coral shade, but in like the best way. Very pretty. And it's not matte, it definitely is like luminous. I believe this is a satin. Yeah, it's a satin finish, which is so pretty. And I believe this is a limited edition, but you know how Chanel's limited editions kind of go. Most times they stay around for a little bit unless it's a really, really special item. So that's why I was able to still pick this one up, because this launched late last year. And I'm not going to wet it, guys. Just packing a little more on there. Okay, so this is it. Okay, perfect. So pretty, so pretty. But you know how I told you we're going to be like playing with other makeup? So we also are going to revisit the new Chanel Utopia palette. And what I've been loving also, I thought I was going to be using this all the time, and I do use it, but I love this pink shade, so pretty. The smallest bit of that pink, because I've been using this pink in other like looks when I'm going for a pink look. Another satin. I'm just deepen it a little, okay? I'm not going to get crazy, but it really is a pretty pink color. Has a little more sparkle. Like it's satin, but it's definitely has a little more, you see? But it definitely has a little more of a shimmer to it versus just a flat sheen like the Peche Glacee. Just the smallest amount to the corner. Perfect. Then we are going to play with this here shade. So pretty. This white pinky shade is so pretty, and I've been using it so much. And what I like to do, I'm not gonna lie, I have been wetting it, so the camellia is totally destroyed, but I'm gonna just take any type of, you know, setting spray or whatever you use to wet your finger or brush of choice, and just I'm patting it into the center of my eye. And that way it kind of brightens the center just a bit. So pretty. And you guys know, like, I work a regular 9 to 5 in a clinic setting, so I am oftentimes using these products every day. Content creation is like a passion, project, hobby. I feel like so therapeutic when I'm like doing these videos with you guys and talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys in the comments. It brings me so much joy, but it is not my bread and butter. So I am a real person who's, you know, like many content creators, I feel like not many are able to do this full time nowadays without a spouse or some type of support, because YouTube, you know, it's not what it used to be pay wise. Now we are going to try the YSL Nude Lavalliere. So pretty. Oh, once again, that puffy cushion packaging from YSL, just like their purses. So both of the brands are kind of, you know, doing an homage to that. It may be because their purses are getting so expensive, especially Dior. YSL still, I would say, reasonable. You could have a little bit of luxury in your life without purchasing purchasing a purse. But that is that color Nude Lavalliere, and these are really pretty blushes. I'm going to take my Bubble Shikahodo brush, I'm gonna hit it real light because these are super pigmented. So I'm gonna tap off the excess and just go over here. Doop, doop, doop. And this does have some sheen to it, as you can see. But don't fear, guys. I'm going to be also adding a little something to this because a little sheen is nice. But sheen is it's a tricky little business because a little sheen is nice, but a lot of sheen can start making you look oily. It can start emphasizing texture, pores, all those things. So it's a very fine line with sheen. I'm going to show you guys how pretty. Now you can see it a little more because I put a lot of that bronzer on, so it was really absorbing. It was taking over. So I'll move back a little so you can see the pink. We're going to go over another Chanel product. So really, truly, this is like a combination of Dior and Chanel and the last Chanel launch, which should be coming soon, guys. This is the Camelia Futura powder blush trio, and you know I felt about this. I felt like this was a very dry blush, but I can't deny that it's a different color than anything I have in my collection. It's actually really pretty. Let me see if I can get it to swatch. All mixed together, it gives a very bright, almost to me like a red color. It leans very bright. It is pink-ish, but definitely on the very warm hue. So you know how people love those bright red colors? They were very popular last year. Not sure if they're popular now, but that's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to swirl it all, and I'm going to tap some off, and I'm just going to put it over top here. And the matteness of this blush will dim down the shimmer of all that I got going on here. But also, I like this blush when it's over a shimmer. So it kind of just works perfectly because we're gonna have some more fun things happening in just a minute. I got some fun, pretty things that I also want to show you that are blasts from the past. But do you see how that makes for such a pretty combination of color? You have a little radiance, you have that beautiful pink color. It's just, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. This is how this blush shines. I think you still have to run out and get it. Absolutely not. But since I have it, I'm definitely going to be using it. So this is how I plan to use it, especially in the summer months when you kind of want that color. I'm just going to take that pink color at the top. You can separate them slightly. I'm going to focus that just in the front here. To kind of lighten things up in this area. Okay, darlings, I'm going to put my lashes, my liner, and we're gonna do the lips, and I'm gonna give my comparisons of bronzers in addition. All right, darlings, BRB. All I did, darlings, is use my beloved Chanel trio, my Stylo Ombre et Couture, my Le Volume in brown, and then the liner in 516, which is like a purplish color. The things I wanted to bring back, little blast from the past, are my Tom Ford Cafe Rose and my Dior Sequin lipstick. So why I brought these out, I was kind of dabbling and playing with this idea when I thought about this particular video idea. Some thoughts start running, and I was like, what kind of things can I infuse with older products that I maybe don't get any use out of and hadn't talked about in months. And so I tried these two together, and they are stunning. So this is the Tom Ford Cafe Rose, and it is a matte formula. Very pretty, very creamy, but you know, when I initially reviewed it, it was like summertime, and I was like, and it's pretty rich of a color. It's pretty emollient as well. And that's all good, but for me, I'm always more comfortable if my emollients has like a mixture of matte. So that is that bright coral color, the sequin. And yes, I know guys, you're supposed to wait 5 minutes and let it set and you can see the beautiful sparkles, but I'm not really using it for the sparkles. I'm using it for the coloring and the fact that it'll keep everything in place. So, and I think it's good. I'm not gonna add anything else, I think. I like how everything is kind of placed. And as you can see, it really gives this color such a pretty vibrancy. Just get the corners a little. Maybe just a little at the top. Nothing crazy. A little bit more of an outline. And this way I get a little lighter of a color and I'm able to use both of these products and I can start using them like ASAP because it almost makes for like a really pretty peach terracotta color. So if you have any of these colors, if you have things that are similar in your collection that are not getting used, try mixing your things because truly you can make your own colors very customized to you and just start reloving things and products that you have pushed to the wayside because something newer and better supposedly has come out. But we have so much makeup, guys, that we really should just try dabbling and figuring out like how to reuse these beautiful, beautiful products. And I feel like I've achieved it here. Okay, darling, so this is the look and I love it. I love it all. I love being able to add new and old, and that's what I've been able to achieve today. So let me show you now comparisons of that Dior bronzer. I will be doing a separate bronzing comparison for 2025, so I'm only going to give a few. I'm going to give my very true love of bronzers in comparison to this new Dior bronzer in 4 Warm. So I'm just going to place this at the top. And it's gonna need a few swatches because remember it's very lightly pigmented. No, I wonder if it's gonna work for me during summer, but we'll see. Then we have my much beloved Hermes Atlas. So that's the second one. This is definitely a little warmer. I would say Dior's is more neutral, surprisingly. So even the 4 Warm is neutral. The warmest bronzer that I own is the Sisley Photo Touch. Such a pretty bronzer. Honestly, when I first purchased it, it was really trying to get the right color payoff and everything because it is that gel formula, and it wasn't showing up. But I'm in love with this, and it definitely gives you that healthy bronzy glow without being too much. So as you can see already, this is a lot warmer. Like I stated, this is one of my warmest bronzers. So you can see the difference. We have Chanel, we have Hermes, and we have Sisley. That way you can get a reference. So overall, I really do like the Dior bronzer. I'm gonna play with it some more in the future. I foresee myself playing with this and the Chanel, so I'll give you more updates on that. This is the luminizer. I did have the opportunity to purchase the luminizers as well. However, I'm in love with my Chanel Day Luminizer, and there's nothing speaking to me. The packaging was beautiful, but I have so many highlighters from Dior included, luminizers I should state, that I don't feel like I needed to add it to my collection. I just didn't see the need for it at this point in time. So I didn't order it, and I apologize if you were wanting that from me, but I did pick the thing that I thought I would get the most use out of. Of course, I've already talked about this, but I've never showed it to you on camera, but I love the YSL. Like I stated, I'm hoping that they come out with the number 12 in the US. I'm not sure, but I may pick up that pinky peachy color, but maybe. And if I do, it's going to be during a Sephora sale because I'm pretty content with my blushes at this current time. You know, I'm going to say I love Peche Glacee. It's beautiful. Is it necessary if you have the Lumiere palette? Absolutely not, but I did show you the comparison, and this is actually a little pinker than this here shade, and it's, you know, richer in pigment like I stated, but I think it's beautiful nonetheless. Anyways, darlings, tell me, have you tried any of these products? What did you think of my new and old, and if you guys enjoy that, or do you like it to be more separate? I just wanted to give you more ways. I tried to separate it so you could see them on their own and then see them all together, but I overall really love the look. I've kind of already recreated this with the exception of the bronzer, and I think in the future I won't bring the bronzer all the way up here just because it could start looking a little like cakey if I'm not careful. Right now it's okay. All right, darlings, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I'll catch you in the next one.